not so dusty now. We got some rain. I just did a moto earlier and it was mint. It is starting to dry out a little bit, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that dusty intro. This is a new to me RC. This is the SC10 Pro 4 four-wheel drive short course truck. I did get it used, but in pretty good shape. I've already put more time in on it than it had when I got it, I'm pretty sure, and I've been really enjoying it. Seems to work pretty well. I kind of expected it to be more of a basher and less of a racer, but it fits in between pretty well, it feels like. On the track here, handles better than I expected. Doesn't feel like it's holding me back too much. Could use a little more steering for this tight of a track, but use the brakes and get that rear end kicked around. Can make the tight corners. Suspension is better than I expected. Seems to soak up the bumps and hard hits pretty well. Doesn't upset the truck too much. Overall, pretty fun addition to the fleet. Let's get some laps going here. See what I can pull off with a bit more traction. I believe I had a 12.9 as my best in the dust. Should be able to pick up that pace a little bit here now with a bit more grip. Just had a 12.8, so already faster. Definitely wasn't a perfect lap though, so should be able to get mid 12s if all goes right. It has not quite yet, but I love coming out here and just trying to better my lap times. Just using the phone app when there's no one to battle, but when there is, that's a whole lot of fun too. There it is, 12.5, so pretty decent for only a few laps in. The tires were definitely hooking up better earlier. You can see I'm sliding around a bit more now, but they seem pretty decent overall. They're not going to be the best at anything. Being ready to run tire, it's kind of just a general all around, do some bashing and it won't wear out right away where a race tire would, but hopefully they'll last a while, and seems like they're good enough for the backyard track for me. And if you're racing, you probably got to get a tire that suits your track anyway. Some indoor tracks these days, you got to run slicks, so got to be prepared for that. But pretty happy with them for being ready to run. So far I've only had a couple problems, one of them being the tires. Actually, they all came unglued pretty bad in the rear. They were completely off on one side, so ended up getting quite a bit of dust and stuff in there. I think I got to it before the foams were ruined, but wish I would have caught that earlier. And then a servo did go bad. The ready to run servo you don't really expect to last too long anyway, so wasn't too bummed. I put another cheapo in there for now, and it feels about the same. And it's doing the trick, so see how long this one holds up. Just pulled off the best lap so far on this track with this truck, a 12.2. Now I'm going to switch the direction, but first let's jump into a quick edit from the Dust Moto. Okay, it's typically not as quick this direction. These turns here are a bit tight and harder to set up for. Got around them pretty decent that time, and that jump obviously is not going to work, so you're singling into that corner. But it's actually pretty fun. Mix it up and go backwards sometimes. Just like having another track. I actually used to build it so it was about even both directions, and we'd always run it both directions. But lately, this year, it's been going this way. Just got a 12.6. Let's see if I can drop that time a little bit more. If I smooth out a bit, try to get these corners just right. And they're hard to get turned quick enough. I do like singling into that there. That's fun. And what's it gonna be? 12.38. There we go. I think that is good enough for today. I have been running on 2-cell on this track. It seems to work pretty well. Just about the perfect speed for the jumps and the straight, and doesn't seem to be getting too hot, so that's nice. I did run it on 3-cell elsewhere and it had quite a bit more power, but you don't always need all that power. The motor does have a bit of a cog to it when you are taking off slow, or you come to a sudden stop or stop on a hill. It just takes a second to get going. Typically in the race situation on a track, you want to be rolling enough where it's not going to cause an issue, but definitely noticeable. I did expect it to run hotter based on the size of the vehicle and the size of the motor compared to some other trucks I have, but being a lot more plastic, chassis and everything, saving that weight makes it not run too hot, so far anyway. Speaking of heat, I will see how hot it's running right now actually. 98. Yeah, not hot at all. Unless my gauge is off, I always feel like things are hotter than that. But the only other issue I found is, well, I did break that LED light there, but the body does get hung up on the lights. So doing that will get it back in place. Maybe some trimming will keep that from happening again though. It did not come with the cover, so get a bit more dirt in there. Doesn't seem terrible. That cover would definitely help though. I will say changing the servo was super easy. Just the 4 screws that hold it on, body clip holding the receiver in that cover, and underneath here you have the servo horn. I was able to use the same one, so maybe 5-10 minutes was about all it took. Luckily that's about all I've had to do with it besides glue the tires, and it's been holding up well, but I have a lot more plans for it. Be sure to let me know in the comments below if there's anything you guys want to see or know about this rig.